In this video for members of the New York Cycle Club, I will go over how to use the Ride with GPS app for voice turn-by-turn directions, how members of the club can access all our club library routes on the app, and once you start voice navigation, how you may want to listen to the directions clearly and safely. First, let me walk you through the Ride with GPS app. When you open the app, you'll first see your personal account homepage. If you scroll down, you will see all the routes in your personal library. It's important to note that if you have a free account, as I do, you will not be able to use voice navigation for your personal routes. However, with all the routes in the NYCC library, you will be able to use voice navigation for free, as the club maintains the Ride with GPS membership cost. So from your homepage, to access our club's library routes, click More in the lower right of the screen. Then click the Club tab up near the top of the screen. This will bring up our club page with 3 buttons entitled Events, Organization Routes, and Collections. As you see, organization routes contains over 800 routes we currently have in our club account library. Select it and all the club's routes are listed. Now, presumably you know the route you want navigation for, so to search for it, go up to the search filter at the top and type in either the name of the route or one or more keywords that you know are in the name of the route, such as Nyack. And all the routes with Nyack in the title will come up, and then just select the one you are looking for. Another way to search and explore is to click back and then go to the collections page. Here we have organized all the routes into individual collections, such as regions you're familiar with or categories like seasick routes at the top, or mountain biking, towpaths, climbing, and so on. Also notice that each collection shows the number of items or routes in that collection. Now, in this hypothetical, the route we want navigation for is in the New Jersey Rockland County collection. So we select that collection and scroll down to the route we want, which let's say is the route several down here entitled Como Bridge Loop West to East with Rockland Lake. And remember, you could also find this route from the page entitled Organization Routes. Okay, so now we have the route selected. If you go to the orange Navigate button at the bottom right of the screen and click it, map navigation and voice instructions will begin. However, instead, let's download the route to our phone first, and I'll explain why in a minute. And needless to say, this download can be done any time before the ride starts. So click the download button on the lower left, and when the route is downloaded, the button will confirm so and change to downloaded. Click the downloaded button and you'll be taken to your library page of offline downloaded routes. Notice the 4 tabs at the top of your library page entitled Rides, which are rides you've done and logged, Routes, which are all the routes in your personal account library, Pinned, any routes you've pinned to save and find easily in this tab, and Offline, where our offline route is now located. Incidentally, notice you can delete items in the offline library easily by clicking the Remove button. But back to the Como Bridge route, we've now downloaded to our offline library for easy access. When I click it, the route comes up, except now it is offline. Let me explain. You won't need to download the route to activate navigation, but the reason I recommend it is that with the offline downloaded route, you will not have to rely on cell tower coverage should you be in a place with very weak or no coverage, and you'll be guaranteed to have uninterrupted navigation throughout your ride. In fact, if you need to save battery, you can put the phone into airplane mode, and navigation will work nicely only from the GPS satellites. So to start navigation when you're ready, just click the Navigate button. However, If you are starting your ride somewhere other than the beginning of the planned route and you want directions to the start, notice on the screen there are 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. Click on those dots, and from the drop-down menu, scroll down to Navigate to Start and select it. The app may take a moment to lock onto your position. Once it is locked, your position will show on the map as a blue dot, as it does here, and navigation to the start of the route will begin. In this case, we are starting at Grant's Tomb, and we have 3 options as to how to get there. Just select one and click Go, and navigation will start. When you are within 10 to 15 seconds from your first turn, you'll get your first voice turn notification. Also, let's say you're doing a 65-mile ride and you know most of the route well without navigational help, but have no idea how to navigate through a 10-mile segment in the middle of the route that has a bunch of turns and roads that are new to you. In this case, just before the start of the sector, which has turns you aren't familiar with, open the app, pull up the route which you will have saved in your library page in the offline section, select it, click Navigate, and the blue dot will show where you are on the route, and voice and mapping instructions will start at that point. Navigate you through this 10-mile section, and once you're back on familiar roads, you can just stop the navigation and continue on. Finally, as to how you may want to listen to the voice instructions, I'm a rider who, for safety reasons, will not ride with earbuds on. However, I found a device that has been working perfectly for me: the Aftershokz Sport bone conducting earphones. Connected to the phone with Bluetooth, they conduct sound through a bone behind your ear, so you have both ears completely open to hear normally, and yet you will clearly hear the voice giving you directions. It's actually a bit surreal, but I've tried them now 3 times on complicated routes, and they work to perfection. So that's it. Voice navigation, the Ride with GPS app, how to access our club routes on the app, and how you may want to listen to the voice directions clearly and safely.